It's always good to understand a concept through an example. Let's apply what we learned in the understanding the definition of PPE as per IAS 16. So there are three pictures here, picture number 1, 2, and 3. Let's apply the definition under IAS 16 under each of these three scenarios. Now, let's recall the definition of property, plant, and equipment. First of all, it has to be an asset. The property, plant, and equipment should be an asset which is to be used in the ordinary course of business. In the ordinary course of business. And we discussed ordinary course of business means used in the production of goods, rendering of services, and for the administrative purposes. Any of the condition is satisfied, and it has to be used for more than 1 year. More than 1 year. Now let's apply this definition under these three scenarios. Now this is basically a mm, fleet of equipments. So these are equipments. So whether it's an asset, yes, it's an asset because it's a resource which is under the control of the entity, and by using the equipment, the entity would be able to generate revenue. They would be able to generate revenue. The second condition is whether it is used in the ordinary course of business. Now, under ordinary course of business, we are going to use these equipments for the purpose of production of goods and services. So, which means the condition number 1 is satisfied, condition number 2 is satisfied. Now I will look into the condition number 3, more than 1 year. Do you think the benefit of a particular equipment that is displayed here is only available for a year? That would be very remote. The chances of these would be very remote. And in such a case, I'm assuming that the benefit will be for more than 1 year. Then in such a case, if it is qualified, all the definition, whatever it is displayed here, it's a PPE. It's a PPE under the books of the entity. Now let's look into the second condition. Suppose my business is transportation of logistics. So it's a kind of service organization, service entity where my business is transportation of logistics or some kind of materials. So or everything is covered under logistics. Hence, first of all, it's an asset. Second, it's used in the ordinary course of business because I'm talking about providing services. The asset is utilized for the purpose of a rendering of services. Now, third point is it's quite common that a truck will be utilized for more than 1 year. Then, in such a case, this asset qualifies a definition to be called as PPE. Let's look at the third point. It's an asset. It's in the use in the ordinary course of business because I'm assuming this to be a office. It looks like an office. This looks like an office of a CEO or a CFO. Hence, it's used in the administrative purpose because we would consider the CEO is doing the administration of the business. And the third point is definitely the asset which is there, which the building, the furnitures, they have a useful life of more than 1 year. Then in such a case, this will be classified as PPE as well. So everything under under this example is a PPE. First, we we displayed a picture of a equipment and compare it with the definition. We display the picture of a truck and compare it with the definition of PPE under IAS 16. We displayed a picture of an office and compared it with the definition of PP&E under administrative purposes. Hence, always remember the intention why we or why the entity is acquired the asset, and what's the purpose that the asset is going to get used by the entity.